The astrology of the first weekend of January really brings us this very potent, dreamy, intoxicating, romantic meetup of the planets in the sky, pulling focus away from this really intense energy that we've been experiencing since like mid-January. And specifically, I'm talking about the planets Venus, Neptune, and the Northern and Pisces, all meeting for a conjunction at 28 degrees of Pisces. I'm Alexander Creek, astrologer and intuitive. Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be talking about the astrology of this really interesting transit, this really dreamy energy, what to expect collectively. And by the way, make sure that if you're vibing with this video, that you like the video, that you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, and that helps other people see the video. So let's talk first. Let's kind of break this energy down, this very intoxicating romantic energy that we have this weekend. And first, it really begins with Venus in Pisces. Venus in astrology is the planet of love, of beauty, pleasure, art, harmony, sex, like yummy things that kind of make life worth living is often kind of how I describe Venus, what Venus represents. And Venus in Pisces, number one, Venus in Pisces is a very heightened expression of Venus. You know, when Venus in Pisces loves someone, it's very unconditional, right? The art and music that she composes or creates is extremely beautiful. Venus in Pisces really represents this higher idealized version of Venus because Venus in Pisces is considered to be in her exaltation, which is a technical term in astrology, which essentially represents like a planet and sign combination that really brings out the best in that planet. So Venus is really able to love, very hard in Pisces. She's again, able to sort of create these very heightened expressions of, art. It's a very compassionate and intuitive Venus as well. Venus in Pisces is really kind of looking for this sort of higher idealized kind of soulmate love. And that's really kind of in the air right now. It's a very dreamy, romantic Venus. So we have Venus here and and then she's also approaching the planet Neptune. So we have this conjunction of Venus and Neptune this weekend. Neptune is the planet of like higher consciousness. So there's a couple different things with Neptune. At its best, Neptune is like, again, like the planet of higher consciousness, of higher realms, of like the dream realms of this. Neptune is sort of a planet that is about other states of consciousness and kind of achieving oneness. And at its best, Neptune is sort of like taking, the best psychedelic drug that you've ever taken, like seeing other realms. Neptune is also associated with like selfless and unconditional love. And Neptune just sort of makes color and feeling a lot more vivid, a lot more dreamlike. Like it's like, with Neptune, it's sort of like color kind of goes beyond. It's like everything becomes more vivid. And Neptune is sort of talking about this sort of soulmate love. So when we have this conjunction of Neptune and Venus and Pisces, it's like we get this super idealized, romantic feeling in the air. I would really kind of suggest maybe this weekend, like indulging in some kind of art, listening to music, connecting with a romantic partner, doing something creative, doing something to just kind of enjoy the feeling of doing it and really kind of getting lost in that moment. And that Venus-Neptune conjunction can really bring that out. Again, it's sort of like when these two planets are connecting, it's like, okay, this is kind of the best this is like the best acid or mushroom trip I have ever done, right? The shadow side of Neptune is maybe seeing relationships or different things through rose-colored glasses and total naivete. This is maybe thinking that a sort of situationship that you're a part of is really going to turn into something and they're really going to leave your wife for you. Like, it's like our two souls are connecting and we're going to be together forever. But maybe what you're not seeing is the reality of things. That is the shadow side of this energy. This is also, Neptune is associated with, like things that we might ingest that are actually poison, even though they taste really good or that they feel really good. So this combination, I would definitely be careful of things like drinking, things like drugs, because this can be associated with like overdosing. Because it's like the feeling is really, really good and we're reaching these sort of heightened stages, but we don't know when to stop, especially because the North Node is involved here. So the North Node is this third component. The North and South Node are where eclipses happen. So we're going to be having some eclipses in Virgo and Pisces in March. But the North Node is associated with like a it's the head of the dragon, and it's associated with this like intense, insatiable hunger. So there's this like intense, insatiable desire for more connection, more romance, more of this art, beauty, connection, vibey kind of feeling that can be really good for our soul and can be really amazing to just sort of dive in and get lost in. And I do suggest that we do that this weekend, but you just want to be careful, again, of kind of what you are getting involved in, because the North Node is pushing us toward these experiences, but also, doesn't quite know when to stop. At the same time, the North Node can have to do with these sort of more faded connections, like a more faded feeling here. So if there is someone that we are connecting with, like maybe we're supposed to connect with them, or maybe we're supposed to engage in whatever, maybe artistic or beauty creating activity that we're doing. But again, I might impose some limits on this, or maybe see it for what it is and be somewhat grounded in reality, because just as, it's common sense wisdom, but especially because Saturn, the planet of limitation, is also in Pisces. Saturn is kind of far away from this conjunction. Saturn, I think, is at like 16 degrees or something in this connection. This conjunction's at like 28. So, Saturn is not necessarily actively involved, but he is like in the same room as this, as all of this shit is happening. As this like Venus, Neptune, North Node orgy is going on, Saturn is like kind of far away in like another room being like, don't get too crazy, so definitely, but I would say definitely this weekend, if you can, or this weekend of February, do something fun, get lost in the moment, connect with someone. This is a very social energy. This is an energy about really kind of letting your guard down and letting our hearts connect and mingle. And who knows exactly what it means. I will say if there's something romantic kind of brewing for you, maybe leave it open-ended. Maybe put a question mark on it, because Venus is going to go retrograde pretty soon. So yes, enjoy this energy. Venus is going to be going into Aries on February 4th, kind of breaking up this energy. Neptune will still be on the North Node for quite a while. So there is going to be this sort of heightened oneness, compassion, but also maybe escapism thing in the air. But let's talk about maybe what we can expect for your rising sign in each of the signs. So let's go ahead and do that. And as a reminder, I do focus more on the rising sign. It's going to be more accurate. You can definitely blend in your sun or moon if you want, but I would start with the rising sign if possible. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, you can also click on the chapters on the YouTube video, and your rising sign will pop up when you click on it. If you listen to the audio only version, make sure to look at those timestamps and timestamps and just fast forward to whatever sign that you want to look at. So let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to share my screen here so we can see. Okay, so first of all, we have Aries rising, always Aries first because I go in order of zodiac. So Aries rising, we have okay, Aries rising, this sort of Pisces meetup is happening in your 12th house. This is going to be something going on behind closed doors. This would be a great time to have some sort of mystical like ritual that you're having in private. This is maybe some sort of, like fair behind closed doors. This is something that's just sort of out of the sort of purview of, like people's wandering eye, like looking at you. This is very sort of private. I do kind of feel like this would be a very sort of heightened spiritual time for you. So this would be like a really good time to like talk to your guides, to have some sort of like ritual or meditation, or just sort of enjoy doing something where you're kind of resting, kind of away from the world. But again, this could be something with someone else that you're kind of doing like away from everybody. Taurus, what's going on for you? So this is happening in your 11th house. This could be something that you're doing with friends, because this whole meetup is happening in your 11th house of groups, allies, people who support you, colleagues, friends. It's very social kind of feeling energy. This could be doing something artistic, or like I would maybe suggest doing something like artistic or creative, maybe just like seeing a movie or watching a David Lynch, like, like a David Lynch film that's totally dreamy and fucking weird and that you can kind of escape into. But yeah, I mean, it also could be, and maybe in some rare cases, by the way, say hello to my kid. Maybe in some rare cases, this could be, I don't know, like maybe something turns romantic with a friend, but I'm going to say it's probably just going to be doing something with friends is sort of what it's feeling like. Gemini rising, this is happening in your career sector. This is maybe a time, like, let's say that you have like a side hustle, or, you're self-employed or something on your social media. The 10th house is career. It could be something creative that you're doing with career, or, but I'm going to say whatever your sort of public or social media presence is, this is a time to like take a selfie. This is a time to like, you have like an extra glamour when it comes to social media right now in your public image. So it's like you might want to take advantage of the magnetism, the glamour, the magic that you have right now for, if you just like want to take like a bunch of really good selfies and post them. Or you could perhaps like, if you need to hustle, if you want to like turn that into an offer, it's like an offer that maybe people can't resist. But it does feel like social media, public, there's some sort of glamour about you. Also, this could be that authority figures or your boss maybe takes like a liking to you as well, or just like that you just sort of takes a shine to you, because Venus is in your career sector right now. So it's like it is helpful for those things. But I'm going to say if you need to sell something, or if you just need to like, put some photos out, that could be like a really good idea under this energy. Cancer rising, this is in the 9th house. This is sort of like a really good book. It feels like a really good escape for you right now. Anything where you can kind of escape into another culture, another land. It may not be, because 9th house can be traveling. Like maybe you're one of the rare people who are actually like traveling as we speak on this right now. It could be that. It also could be like, we're going to go to like this, like, beautiful like restaurant that's from like another culture, and feel like we're sort of having this sort of other culture kind of experience, because it's very 9th house energy. It's also whatever you're publishing and putting out into the world right now too has a little extra glamour, a little extra magic to it. And then anything where you're expanding your mind and learning, connecting to spirituality, connecting to philosophy, there's extra feeling of like oneness, or an extra feeling of like really connection, like really kind of feeling a spark of the divine. I would also say too, this is maybe good for, divination or tarot, or connecting to your guides or something like that. I would, just because because 9th house is the house of God, it's about divination. But I would say also Neptune here can cloud the truth somewhat. So be careful that you're not just getting what you want to hear. I would kind of more use this as like a healing artistic experience, rather than looking for cold hard information like from your tarot cards. Leo rising. This is happening in the 8th house. This is interesting. I'm not quite sure what to say here. So, the 8th house is referring to other people's money, other people's resources. And the 8th house is also like the most vulnerable parts of your relationships as well. This could really be simply some healing energy, some really compassionate energy, some really merging energy of people that you are like the most intimate with. This is, astrologers always argue, in this discourse I always get sick of, does sex belong to the 5th house or the 8th house? I'm a firm believer that the fifth house in astrology represents sex and coming together. But the eighth house is sort of like those unspoken agreements that we have with our partner, that we have with like our romantic partners, like the power dynamics that kind of exist between us. So there's like this softening energy of your most intimate relationships right now. This could, be maybe benefiting from someone else's money or resources. But I kind of feel like this is more of an inner sort of inward kind of experience, and really kind of letting yourself surrender and let go, maybe abandoning like the walls around your heart in your most intimate relationships. This could also be good for any kind of like healing, psychological, psycho-spiritual work, doing sort of healing work on yourself or something like that. But this does feel just very inward, psychological, and more about your intimate relationships. Virgo rising, this energy is in your partnership sector. So this is a really time to collaborate with others, to co-create something with other people, to feel very connected to your romantic partner, maybe to work on something creative or musical, or just having fun with, with your best friend, with your romantic partner, with your roommate. Something like that is sort of what it is feeling like here. And maybe it's sort of like temporarily kind of forgetting the heavier responsibility themes of Saturn being in that seventh house since 2023, of like, maybe you've gone through a lot with partnership. This is sort of like a lightening of that energy and like emerging with one's partner, or really just kind of co-creating and collaborating with someone else is what that energy looks like for you. Libra rising. This could be like something involving your health or work. It could be bringing some sort of magic to your maybe workout routines. Like, for instance, it's like, I don't really want to lift weights today. I want to take a dance class. It's kind of what it's sort of giving. Or maybe like the playlist is just hitting like really, really good and really, really well in the gym that day. Or perhaps there is some sort of spontaneous connection with someone, like with something that you're doing with health and wellness. It could be that something maybe that it could be that could be about something with like you and a coworker. There could be maybe like a little spark of magic, or just like that somehow work is less dull and less boring. There's some kind of magic. There's some kind of creativity happening at work. It could be that there's maybe some synchronicities that are sort of lining up for you kind of within your workplace, with employees, with how you work. It's sort of bringing a little bit of magic even to like just like the most basic dull things in your life. Like, it's like for some reason, chores this weekend just have a little bit of spark to them. It's like, okay, there's something more fun about it. Maybe maybe this is me smoking a joint and then cleaning the shit out of my house. Like, I just have like an amazing time because I'm kind of super stoned, and it's somehow super fun. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from that. So Scorpio rising, you really get, I think, a very fun expression of this energy. This is happening in your fifth house of creativity, of creation, of children, of romance, of sex, of anything fun and recreation. So you're really supposed to take this energy, maybe forget about work a little bit, get what you have to done, but really set aside time to indulge the senses, to watch a film, to listen to an album, to connect with a trusted partner, like sexually, romantically, to, if you have children, it's like maybe having like a big play date and just kind of having an adventure. It's something like that. It's like about getting lost in the fun, like being able to get lost in that for a period of time, definitely coming back up to reality, because again, Saturn's there, like making sure, like kind of babysitting everybody, making sure we don't get too lost in the sauce. But definitely it feels like getting lost in that, in really kind of that purest expression of romance, creativity, fun, recreation, really kind of getting lost in this sort of dreamy energy that's going to charge everything up connected to that. Sagittarius, this is happening in your fourth house of home and family. This could be, a little magic being brought to your home. It could be like, I'm inspired to decorate and to create art in my home. It could be about some really kind of really fun, really like dreamy connections like with your family. It's like, hey, we're all going on like a big play date or something. Um, it is maybe about this also could be a good time maybe for a ritual or some kind of offering or connection to your ancestors as well. It's like maybe we're more able to kind of see beyond the veil with this energy and connect to sort of loved ones that are over, but it's definitely kind of in your home and family sector. But I'm just going to say dreamy, romantic energy connected to home. So I do feel like it is something connected to your home. Capricorn, this is in your third house. So third house have to do with things like your daily routine, your daily rituals, your correspondences, siblings, neighbors, and local community, and also some travel. So it's sort of like this is your coffee shop, like your normal coffee routine or whatever. And somehow there's like a musician that's playing and it's totally amazing. And you're like, I'm just going to sit and listen to this. This is like amazing. This is like going on a walk through like a cute little downtown and just like popping in at stores and like looking at things and seeing what's around you. This is calling your best friend and just having the best conversation ever because you both just need to bitch. You end up having a lot of fun. This is, this also could be something with siblings as well. This is a really good time to work on any kind of creative communications projects, to like to write a poem, to work on that novel. This could be, and also anything that you're learning or studying, there's just a little bit more enchantment to it. And also this goes for any kind of like day trips or travel. This also just kind of enhances that experience. So, Aquarius rising. This energy is in the second house. This is about spending and money. So it could be that like a luxury item that you are purchasing. This is kind of giving some treat yourself energy. I just wouldn't go too overboard. But it's sort of like whatever maybe you're purchasing or spending your money on, there's just like an extra glamour and extra sheen to it. And it very well could be that the quality of what you're buying is really, really nice and really, really beautiful. It's about seeing the value in things, in possessions. I would maybe even say like a good day this would be a good energy maybe for thrifting or going into like different stores where you're finding kind of things that are unusual, that have this sort of unusual kind of beauty to them. It doesn't have to be very expensive. And I would watch what you're spending too, just because Neptune is there, that can kind of cloud your judgment. But I'm going to say there is some just kind of general treat yourself energy here, just kind of maybe impose some limits on it. Pisces, this is happening in your first house. So you're really kind of embodying this energy. I think that you're going to be extra magnetic around this time, more intuitive, more just sort of in touch with grace and art and beauty. You might be feeling more creative, more of a feeling of wanting to connect with other people. There's more of this energy of just kind of letting the small things slide. This is more extra forgiving, and this is just more kind of idealistic connecting on a very higher level. I really would have some fun with this energy and, put yourself out there for connection or just for indulging your creative senses, for connecting to art and to music and film. And also too, if you're like, I really want to rot on the couch and just smoke a little or whatever. Can you tell? I enjoy cannabis sometimes. I feel like I've talked about it like 3 or 4 times the making of this video. But that's sort of what it's giving. It's just like, let yourself enjoy the sweet little things in life and the magic of life, even though there are some really intense nightmare things happening, like in this country, for instance. It's like embracing the little small, sweet moments that occur because they're truly some transcendent kind of experiences. Also an excellent time to meditate, to connect to the higher realms, that kind of thing. So that is what we have for this video. So I hope you enjoyed the forecast. I hope you have a good weekend of, have a little naughty fun or enjoy the creative kind of dreamy, sweet energy that's happening. And remember, this is happening all weekend. It does kind of peak on the first, but we can feel it well into the second and the third. So, happy, I don't know, happy Venus and Pisces, conjunct Neptune, conjunct North Node. That's a lot of words, but anyway, I will see you next time, and have a great weekend, guys. Thanks.